Hello there. Today I'm gonna talk to you about a very nasty creative block that is, that a lot of people have. We all have at some degree. This creative block is the fear of not earning enough. So basically, what happened is that I sent a survey to my community asking what are your creative blocks preventing you from starting to do, your project, starting to, yeah, have your creative life that you wanted. Most of the people signed as a creative block. Okay, they wrote down, I fear of not earning enough. I fear of being out of money. I fear of not having the money to pay for my bills, to pay for my family, for myself. Okay, that creative block, the fear of not earning enough, is a very, very nasty one because it's real. So, I mean, it's okay that you have that one. I think that we all have at some degree, as I was saying before. And that creative block prevents you from imagining a reality where you can do what you want. So that's horrible because in another age, as creatives, we would have, looked for a person who pays for us. Uh, in Italy, we call it a mecenate. We would have looked for clients who want to pay for our art. In this age, with all these capitalistic needs that we have, we need money. Money is important, and it's also a matter of who's gonna choose our work. Because if I wanna get published, my publisher also is all about money. So the publisher wants to know if I can sell my books. So basically, this is something that we need to be concerned about. So it's completely normal. Thing is, this kind of block really prevents us from even imagine a new world for us. So I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was 25 and I I produced Intuiti, I got almost 50K from a Kickstarter campaign to make the first production. At that point, I was like, okay, I don't know what to do next. I couldn't imagine that it was possible to have a reality where I can sell creative tools and make a living. Okay, so I didn't do that. I just, paused the project because I was feeling like, it's impossible. So when I think it's impossible, I'm not gonna do anything to go that direction. My imagination is like, okay, I have to drop my job to do this project full time, but I cannot imagine that it's gonna bring me money. Who's gonna do that? Am I crazy? No. So I don't wanna be a fool, then I'm not gonna even try. Okay, that is the same situation we all experience. And the thing is, it's not something that you can overcome with your mind, okay? Because it's impossible that you talk yourself out of this creative block. It's impossible. You cannot convince yourself that it's possible to sell this, that it's possible to live your life as a writer, a rich life. It's impossible that you convince yourself. What you need to do is to demonstrate yourself with facts that it's possible. So there was a point when I started selling this tool online together with Intuiti, and I was seeing the data. I was like, okay, I'm selling like 20 packs per day. I ran to open the company. I didn't convince myself. I demonstrate that it was possible. The block goes away immediately because I was not afraid, oh, maybe it's impossible to sell this stuff and to make a living. I was, I had the number, I had the money in my account. So it wasn't an issue anymore. That is the same thing that you need to do with your projects. So it's impossible that you talk yourself out of this creative block. What you need to do is you need to start selling it. So if you are an artisan and you are making scarves, okay, you need to make 10 of them, you go to a shop and you try to sell them. If all the shops tells you, no, we don't like it, okay, you have a problem, okay? But if there is one shop that tells you, okay, yeah, I can get those, and after 2 weeks, he calls you back, yeah, I want more because I sold them, okay. But you're not gonna be afraid of not making money because you are making money. So the thing is, you need to get in touch with reality, but you need to demonstrate to yourself that there is another reality possible. Also, I'm gonna make you an example that is an extreme example, one that I like. If I think, as a writer, I'm gonna make an example about the Italian market because the American market is completely different. If I wanna live as a writer, I need to know that in Italy, the 99% of professional writers, they don't live with the royalties of their books because it's not enough. They live giving lessons, they live working in publishing houses. So that's important to know because I need to know that probably if I am imagining to drop my full-time job to be a full-time writer, I'm out of my mind. Not because it's impossible in general. It may be possible that I am one of those 20 writers in Italy that just they earn so much from their royalties. But usually a writer gets money from something else. So I just need to realize that, okay? Because maybe I don't need to drop my full-time job. I need to keep my full-time job, to write 2 hours per day, to publish my book, and then to pursue step by step a career as a writer. That is the case of that specific kind of job, okay? But if I wanna open a restaurant, okay, I need to start believing and I need to demonstrate myself that a restaurant is possible. So what I can do is I can go to work to a restaurant for 1 month, talk with the owner, experience the fact that, yeah, you have a restaurant, people come in, they pay for the food. Of course, if the place is wrong, if you are a shitty restaurant, if you have a shitty food, if you treat badly your customer, okay, you're gonna fail, of course. But I experienced that a restaurant that is not failing, so I know it's possible. I mean, you need to teach yourself the fact that earning with what you do is possible. The only way is to experience it with facts. So, stop telling yourself it's not possible. Try to demonstrate to yourself that is possible or impossible. That is the only thing you can do. So, to have a short recap of this video, the creative block that when you say to yourself, oh my God, I'm too scared to drop what I'm doing because I'm not gonna make enough money. I'm too scared, okay? Stop convincing yourself, just try. Try to demonstrate if it's possible or not. Because if it's not, you can do something else or you can reevaluate the reality that you want. That's perfectly fine, okay? Very honest. If it's possible, you will see that your mindset completely changes and you don't need to convince yourself. You're like, yeah, of course, I know that this table is here. Okay, I'm touching it. So I don't need to convince myself that the table is real. It is real, it's here. And then you are gonna completely unlock yourself.